Well, hello there. I am here just a few minutes early. It is so nice to see you. I hope you're having a good day. It's almost Valentine's, and we got a nice gift of some snow for our Valentines this morning. And I am so glad looking out the window right now to see that it's all off the streets and sidewalk, and it never really piled up too much on that. But man, when you look at the roofs and the ground, there's a bunch of snow out there. So all the kids in Springfield, Missouri are very happy because their schools were all canceled today. And we saw our neighbor kids out back playing in the snow. And Jeff even went out. If you already were on my page earlier this morning, you already saw Jeff's little snowman that he said came back in, and he said, "Come and take a picture. The snow is perfect for packing." And I told him, "Thank you so much for doing this, because we don't have the privilege of living where our grandkids are, so I don't get to see them playing in the snow and having fun in it. So I get to see Jeff playing in the snow and having fun in it. He'd put little blueberries for the mouth, so it kind of stained red a little bit, like lips would, I suppose. Little strawberry eyes, and the celery nose had fallen out. I said, "We've got carrots in the fridge, you know." But anyway, he's so funny. I hope you are ready to watch another video on this cute little mailbox, because I know there's probably been a ton out there. And this is actually these are the projects that were in my newsletter, but I've decided that I don't really have time to do 4 or 5 or 6 tutorials for my newsletter and to do my Facebook Live. So I am trying to combine them. So you will be seeing that more in my newsletters, that if there's a favorite project, most likely it's the one that I needed to spend more time on. And so it's the one that's going to end up here. And anyway, so I'm hoping that you are still able to access it. Now, this Sending Love came with dies that make this the most fun mailbox ever. I mean, I like just the stamped one a lot too. That's really why I bought it. But then because it also had the cancellation little flags right here, and this die on the side, I hadn't really even used that one too much, but it's really a good basic background kind of stamp. Anyway, it had the little "I miss you" circle. Did you have that encircled with warmth thing we had a couple of years ago, had the dies and everything? It's perfect. It goes with all of that. And then I am going to use the bee paper, the Be My Valentine, whatever that one is. That paper is so pretty. All right, so that's what we are doing today. And thank you so much again, I said, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you liking and sharing my videos. I know a lot of you are watching me on YouTube, and I certainly appreciate that too. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to that. That's when you subscribe, it's free to you, but it really adds up to me having subscribers, and I do really appreciate that a great deal. I need to find myself over here on this side, so hold on just a second. You can see all of the things that I'm going to be using today. This is all, oh, come on, Bing. Why? Oh, it's because that wasn't Bing's fault. That was me. My fault. Okay, I'm back. I'm back to where I needed to be. And it's just a couple of clicks. And actually, it looks like our internet might be running pretty good today. I'm surprised and happy about that, because sometimes it doesn't quite cut it. And so anyhow, I can see more of what you see, which is fabulous. I got my glasses here. I'm going to move this over just a little bit, because I actually just need you to see a little more on this side. And I think we're good. Let me get my hand down here so I can see what you see exactly. It's everything seems like sort of backwards, and so it's always hard for me to see. Like, what do you really see? Okay. It would be nice to have a tech person dealing with all of this while I'm doing it, but of course, none of us do. Most of us are hobby demonstrators, so if you are thinking about joining somebody's team, I would love to have you join us. We are all hobby demonstrators. My brother-in-law once asked me, because he's doing some, things online to raise money for nonprofits. And he said, how much time do you spend editing your video? I was like, I don't edit it. I don't spend any time editing it because I don't make any money to spend time editing. And plus, you know what? I started doing this mostly just because I was tired of seeing people with their edited videos where they'd edited it out all the things that showed whether that project was actually easy or difficult to do. I wanted to show people Stampin' in the Rough, what it looks like when you're either a beginner or when you're kind of a novice like I am. I've been doing it for 30 years, but I still feel like I'm not terribly, super adept. I learn things from my team members, even though they are oftentimes, some of them are old timers, but some of them are new. As in, we're all kind of old timers, if you want to be honest about how old I am. But I don't think we do have a couple of people who are younger than me, but mostly I'm one of the older ones, so I can consider myself an old timer. But they might have been stamping for a long time, like me. But we still learn things from each other. And for one thing, when new things come out, you never really know how things are going to work. Like when you have dies like this, now mine are all kind of falling around because I didn't want to put another magnet over here. I should. I've got room for it. So, in fact, I am going to just do it right now while I'm thinking of it, because I hope you don't mind me taking the time to do this. But what I've been doing is taking my dies that I might be using, later. Once this set has, is not current anymore, I've been moving dies like this, but more likely like this. This is the ground for this, and it makes a very nice little sort of like dirt pile or grass pile or a bush. If you did it in green, it could look like a bush. I might use that in some other way, and if it's locked inside this stamp set, I'll never even know that I have it. So that's one reason I kind of hesitated to bother putting another little magnet sheet over there, because I thought, I am probably going to move some of these, like the letter, this little mailbox and the letter, I might be taking those and moving those on out to some other spots. I don't know that I need another one. This letter, we're going to use that today. This little hand was actually cut out from some DSP that we had a few years ago. So that if you are getting my newsletter, you have read about it or you're going to read about it. I did find the name of it on Pinterest. Somebody asked me about that paper, and I could not at the moment remember what the name of it was, and I didn't really have time to go hunt it down. So if you are one of my Pinterest people and you are wondering what was that because she didn't really give me a good answer, well, it's in the newsletters. Check it out. You'll find out. Okay, so those are all the dies for that. And this set also has something I'm a huge sucker for, since my last name is Crow and I'm all on bird stuff. It has the cutest little bird. Look at you. You're so cute. And these hearts. So we're going to use that. I'm also using this Be My Valentine paper. You can see I don't have much of it left. I've been getting through most of it. In fact, this is not even, this yellow is something I dragged out from our On the Town set not long ago to put it in here because it's the Daffodil Delight, like our little honey pots. I'm a big honey and bee fan, so I've been using that paper all up. I'm going to also use this exposed brick. This is one of our nicest embossing folders, I think. This is in the big catalog. You're going to really like that. I'm also going to be using our Radiating Stitches dies. Now I've slid in, this is from Meandering Meadow. And I also have our Wild Ferns, I think, in here too. I've been combining things so that I can find them, but also to use them more. Because I've been using this a lot since I saw Erica Serwin make that adorable little mailbox for Valentine's. That little mailbox, she used that die. It is so cute. So make sure you go over to her website and see that if you haven't. It was 2 weeks ago, I think she made that. And it's so cute for Valentine's. Today, if I have time, I'm going to make this little box. Now, I was going to go out to the store on my way back from working out this morning and get a little Sweethearts box to slide in here, but I didn't go out and work out because the snow was pretty bad this morning. It looked like a regular Midwestern blizzard out there, and so Jeff and I did not go and work out this morning like we normally would. All right, so for today, what I'm going to do is slide all this over here. You can see on the website, here's my Stampin' Up! QR code. If you want to shop with me, I give free gifts for purchases, and also right now it's celebration, so you will get lots of free things even for just shopping with at Stampin' Up! No matter who you're shopping with, because there's a whole bunch of really cool things that you can get right now. I'm gonna start out with a piece of crumb cake. This is cut. Oh boy, you know what? I cut it a little smaller than my actual card, because this card was actually ended up being sized at 5 3/4 by. Oh, and I'm gonna actually want that extra. You know what? We're gonna size it down anyway, and I'm gonna make it good because I like to do my standard card size is an A6. And this background is going to fit on a half sheet, you know, of white or vanilla, whatever base cards you use. It's going to fit on a half sheet of that. And I do size up sometimes, but I try not to, because then it just keeps things simpler and you don't end up with more scrap paper than you need. And so just a half sheet cut in half. And then we're gonna cut it again in half, and that leaves you with your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of crumb cake, and that's gonna go right on the top of a card that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so all that just to say that. So then we're going to take that, and then I've also got my basic black. And I think I've got a whole bunch of scrap in here too. But I did cut one out, the exact size that I need, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm going to hunt through my stacks because I've got like a bunch, and I need to find the one that is exactly sized right, because I don't want to have to recut and recut. So let me make sure I'm finding the one that is. Now, one is also 5, because that's for our other card. So I don't want that one. This is the one I want. This is 4 inches across by 5 1/4. And we are going to emboss that first before we do anything else. So that I'm setting aside. I like to always do my cards in layers and then assemble at the end. So I've already cut a piece of white 5 1/2, and this is 8 1/2, and then scored at 4 1/4, and that's going aside. That gets attached at the end after I've got the front done, and that's in general a good practice for beginners. Make your card fronts first before you apply, and then double check to make sure you're applying it not upside down, because I've done that so many times. Take your folder. Let me put this over here. I'm not going to stamp right away, so we'll put that there. And we're going to put our brick. Now, I want to see, there's a lot of distressing and brick, but I want to see some brick here, because I want this to be behind my mailbox. So I'm kind of being a little careful where I'm positioning this, so that when I see it on the card, I'm going to see brick here and here, and the distressed part's going to be more behind the mailbox than it is anywhere else. Oh, can you believe that celebration is going to be over in 2.5 weeks? And I can't believe Valentine's Day is coming up. We've got birthdays this month. In our family, I have a birthday. Woohoo! Because I get to go out and eat. I did really good on my diet. Jeff and I went out a few times we went out 2 times this weekend. And I was so careful, because the first meal out after a long month diet, it's very tempting to eat way too much, and then your body's not used to eating. And so for me, my body always loads on the fat anyway, but especially when I've been starving it, and then I eat, it's like, whoa, put that fat on that girl. She's getting way too skinny. So at any rate, I was very careful, and that paid off because I only gained 1 pound this week. I was very thrilled about that, and appreciate my small group. Thank you so much for praying for me for weight loss. I know people probably think that's goofy and that you shouldn't have to do that, but look, this is what you have to do. All right, so I'm done with this. I did not color the inside of it because I kind of wanted it to just be very black, and I wanted to be really careful with how much stuff I put on it, and I wanted it to kind of be a little special because it's Valentine's. So I'm using my gold and silver, and I'm not even sure. I think I ended up using mostly this color box. Now this has been around for a long time, but it's still pretty good. I had to throw away some of my other ones because they sort of drying up. And I haven't replaced this in a long time. So I'm going to use both sides. I'm actually not even going to worry about how it goes on. I'm just going to go really lightly and try to get just the raised portions. I'm keeping this very flat in my hands so that I'm not tipping it around. And then I can be really careful about how much. And this is not super juicy. If you have ones that are like really super juicy, sometimes it's harder to do this. So another reason to kind of keep your old ink pads, even if they're kind of drying up, you might find that you're happy about that. So that just draws out the imagery on that black cardstock a lot more, doesn't it? And it's not very shiny because even though it is gold and silver, it's only a little bit. And if I wanted it to be more, I probably would have wanted to, maybe emboss or something. Okay, so this is this is the new cleaning cloth that comes with this glass mat. Right now, when you join, you have 2 options when you join Stampin' Up! And they don't do specials for joining very often. They do it, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that for the last 2 years, they've done it more often than they normally do. Normally, they do it maybe 2 times a year, not usually more than that. And sometimes it's only once a year. So you never really know how often, their join up option is going to be. So don't wait around. And when it is here, don't mess around. Take advantage of it. All right, now I am going to go ahead and glue this on here because looking at my card, I'm not wrapping a ribbon just around this. So I'm good. I can go ahead and glue this right on here, and then we can get going on the next part of the card. For me, putting things on straight is probably one of them. In making cards, I think that's probably, that and tying bows is probably my biggest challenge. Which is kind of funny to say, but it's true. All right, so we want that part like that. So we're going to go ahead and eyeball this. Let's see. Especially when I've got the camera like right in my face and I can't really get my head like right over everything. So sometimes on my Facebook Lives, things look a little more wonky than they normally would, but that's just because I'm not very good. I'm not good enough. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Again, card making, it is what it is. People love your cards. I'm always so surprised with how many people keep my cards, because when I give them fresh and new to someone, they're going to be impressed that you made something. They just are. It doesn't matter whether it turned out even good or not. If you didn't even think it was good, they're still going to really like it. Now, this is from the Earthen Textures DSP. Earthen Elegance, is it called? I don't really remember. It was the set of DSP in the annual catalog that also had the Spanish stamp with it, and also Earthen Textures, I think. I don't remember, because I bought the Spanish stamp, so I'm confused by the name because I got the Spanish name. Texturas something. I forget now. Anyway, we are going to cut this out with that, if I can find it, my radiating stitches. Okay, we're going to cut it out with this medium-sized one. I do like this set. I'm using it a lot, and it has been really handy to use with all those radiating hearts. That's been cool too. And it happens to just have a lot of dies that are the perfect size for what I want, which is nice. Okay, now I'm going to use this whole sheet because I'm going to cut out, I also want to cut out as well the mailbox stand. So I'm not going to want to use this whole sheet because I'm going to be using the mailbox stand. I want it all out of this. And when I do my mailbox, I actually am going to want the grain of the stand to be going this direction. So I better cut this way too. Let me get my mailbox stands out because I kind of need to see how is it going to fit in there so that I know it's going to, I'm not going to shortchange myself. So as I'd like to have that grain in here. So if we do these two, I think I can get these two over here, and then I can put this one here. This will be fine. Okay, just checking to make sure. I don't want to waste my paper, but because my magnet won't grip properly, I'm gonna move it so it's like this. And then we're gonna just cut a piece of that. Any wood grain will do. And I have been so excited that Stampin' Up! Has been really good about not, giving us plenty of options with this wood grain DSP. I hoarded it when they had it for just this little 6-inch. This is a big piece of 12 by 12 that I think I removed. Or is it? I don't know, but because this looks like that texture. I could be wrong about what this is from. But I saved wood. The wood, anytime they do wood, I always buy a bunch. Let me do my stands while I'm right here. That way we don't have to get this out again. So we're going to put that in there. Let me stick that there for a minute. We'll get our little mailbox. We'll do this one like that. I just want that grain to be going up and down. Let's go like there. You can see there's plenty of room, so it's not like I have to be really careful about it. Okay, so there's one. Let me get the little tool, my little pick tool out, so I can get that out, because that is just the DSP, of course. So it's not going to be very thick. If you want it to be thicker, and it has, that shows through. I don't know if you can see that. So I have white here so you can kind of see. You probably can't see it, but you can kind of see through it. And if you, where the graining is, and it looks fine on your card and all, but if you don't want to do that, then you might want to cut another piece of black or something like that. And if you even just want it stronger, you'll want to maybe cut a piece of black cardstock and stick it underneath there. I think I might have done that. I don't really remember. Let's look at my picture. It looks like I might have only with one because it wasn't really necessary. Because of the way I have my card designed, it's not really necessary. But if you were going to have this be not glued flat down, you might want to do cardstock to stiffen it up a bit because it won't be otherwise. All right, while we've got this here, let's do our mailbox piece. So we have all of it done. And right now we've got some nice things online too. I've got, now this is the mailbox that you can slide things in. You're gonna want this. And the little flag, oh, I'm gonna have to get a little piece of real red out because the little flag has to be in real red. I'm just trying to see all of what I need. For now, I think I just need the black and my little flag. Okay, well, we'll leave the little flag in there. Oh, and the letter. The letter I'm actually not using in these two, but it does cut out a nice little envelope that you can slide your actual letter in. It's so cute. It is so cute. And in whatever I did in the tutorial, you've got directions for that. All right, so we need black, and we're going to use two. We need 2 black scraps. There's a scrap. There's a scrap. I know that's a scrap. Okay, so these are the ones I'm still using. What's this? Oh, that's my green. Okay. All right, so we'll cut out our mailbox pieces. When I have the cutting machine right here, it's just handy to get everything cut out in one go. It's just kind of the way my brain works. Are you the kind of person when you go try on clothes that you like to get one thing and then go try it on and then go out and get another thing? This gives you a space for your little flag, so just for you to know. And that one, now let's get another one. Oh, is this big enough? I might need a bigger scrap. I thought it was big enough. It's barely. I think I can make it work. But it is a bare fit. Barely, barely, barely big enough. I'm the kind of person that just goes through and picks out like 20 pieces and I give them to the clerk as I'm going, and you know, can you start a room for me? As soon as I start with 2 and I can see there's actually a lot of things there I like, and I'm not buying all that. I'm gonna try it on. Well, I just have her start a room and then I fill it up. It was, do you remember when they wouldn't let you do that? When they would only let you have, well, it was really bad during COVID. You weren't even allowed to try things on. The one good thing about that is that stores, probably unfortunately for them, but they kind of had to change their return policy because you had to just buy it and take it home, basically. It's like, oh, I'm not keeping this just because it, you know, got your, you know, absolutely moronic policies in place. So I am going to just bring it back. So I learned, you know what, and for some things, I'm not going to bother trying it on because I can always bring it back. But after I've tried it on at home. Okay, I think that's it. I will get the red and we'll do the flags later. I just want to move along right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this here. It is a little large because in this card, that is one reason I did oversize it, so that I could see my black. But we are going to actually, I'm going to solve that problem. I'm going to just over on the side here really quick, cut this just a teeny, tiny bit smaller by just cutting that one side down. And that way we'll be able to actually see that. And it wouldn't be necessary. It's just me. I just like to be able to see that black right along the edge there. So it was easy to do. You just cut off that tiny bit of an edge. And now it's going to be the right size so that I can see the bit of black. So it's just a tiny bit shorter than that. All right, so we have that. I do need that little bit of crumb cake for the ground. Do I have a scrap of crumb cake in here? I have a piece of crumb cake. I guess that's what I'm using because I don't see the need for another piece of crumb cake. So let's just go ahead and cut out that. So it's just this little ground piece right here. Okay, let me put my pieces to the side. And I'm just going to cut out this little piece of ground from the piece of crumb stock I just showed you a minute ago. Rather than drag that all over because it does does not take long to do. Okay, I'm going to drop that and it'll fall right out, and there we go. Okay, so now we're ready to apply this stuff. This is so cute. Before we apply too much, I can go ahead and do this, because what I wanted to do is take our black and white trim. We had this like with the dog set a while ago. I don't know if it's still in the catalog or not, but I loved these. I love these Baker twines. They're so pretty. Let's put one of the little stands. We're going to glue it right here at the very bottom. Oh, it's blending in too much. We're going to darken this up because I really need this to be on this. I didn't realize I had a really light piece of this when I did it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just darken this up. Very easy. I'm going to just take my ink pad. We're going to just ink it up. That's not going to work very well. I might have to use my blending brush on it. I don't really like using my blending brush so much on my black because I don't want to ruin my blending brush. So I think what I'm going to do is just grab a bit of a sponge. I'm going to just grab a sponge here, and we're going to do it this way. So I can, I tore it a little bit. Man, I'm having all kinds of trouble with this. Come on. I could just cut it out of something else. Maybe I will. I'm not sure I'm going to like this when I'm done, especially after I've torn it. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I'm going to like it. You can hardly see it. I'm not going to like it. So we're going to just, I'm going to use that crumb cake. And we're going to just cut out a piece out of that. I was not thinking very clearly here. But I do like that wood background, so I don't really want to sacrifice that. I'd rather sacrifice the stand to be something different than to sacrifice my background. And then you can see how we're going to fix this too, because you're going to see the wood graining better with this piece of crumb cake than you did with my BSP. It is going to be stiffer, which I don't really need it to be, but it is going to be because it's cardstock instead of designer series paper. But we are going to have to do something to get that grain to stand out just a little bit more. Okay. And I also do not want it to be exactly the same color as my ground. So we're going to do a little sponge. I don't mind sponging with brown. So we are going to do that. Grab one of the teeny tiny little sponge things. And first of all, I'm going to grab my crumb cake and we're going to do that on the ground. Okay, just a little bit here. And I want it to look a little bit mottled, so that's perfect. And then we'll get a different brown. It's nice to have so many browns. And we didn't have as many. It was harder to do this. I'm going to spread that a bit right there. Okay. And then, let's see here. Let's do cinnamon cider, something very, very different, so that there's some good contrast between. Now, I'm not going to ink on this side because that's got the crumb cake side. Let's ink on the other side, and then when I go to wash this, it doesn't matter so much, but there we go. All right, now we're going to have contrast, and it's going to show up both there and with that. Okay, that was just a little addition that I didn't even expect because I thought we were good, but well, this is why you have to have a lot of supplies so that you can fix things when they don't go right. You have to have, if you think your card making isn't quite as good as it should be, as much as you'd like to have it, it's just because you don't have enough items. And the only way you can get enough items, because it's so expensive, you know, I mean, everything is, you have to be a demonstrator. Then you get your 20 or 25 very soon. If you're buying anything at all, you're probably going to get up to 25% off everything. Everything you ever buy, you will have 20 or 25% off once you join. And that's why we call ourselves hobby demonstrators, because we don't really sell this stuff so much. We pretty much just stay in by our own purchases because we love it. It's fun, fun, fun. Now, I don't need it to be up too high, but I'm going to get it up just a little higher and just glue it on. And then I'm going to put the ground on it, and I'm going to just glue the ground on here too. Most of it right on there, but a little below the die. Okay, just a little bit. I don't need a lot of glue, just a tiny bit. We're going to put that right about there. Oops, you stuck to my finger and not to the paper. Shame on you. Okay, there we go. Now that's perfect. And now that I've done that, now I can put on my ribbon. And I want to run this around 2 times. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2. And since I've got a really big length, it's easy. I could have even gone farther, but 2's plenty. And I actually want a double bow here. So since I'm doing a double bow and I've got a ton anyway, we're going to go ahead and just double it up like this. Okay, and I think I've got enough to do it this way. Now we ended up with 6 across instead of just the 2. But the thing about it is I'm going to have enough to do a little double bow. So it looks like I've got a double bow, and it's cute if I can do it. My fingers are a little gluey. Oh, it came out. Let's try that again. I could tie it in a knot, and that would work too. I'm going to go ahead and do it a bit tight and then fix that because I barely have enough to do this. Barely. I see you. There you go. It really doesn't want to do it. Okay, I'm going to do that to snug it up so it stays. And we can flatten that out. I really don't need to do really anything to this. I don't have any extra ends hardly. This is the little double part. And I'm going to snip that 1 right there. That end is very short already, so we're going to just call that good. I'm not going to mess with it too much. Okay, now let's put our dimensionals on it. And we're going to put this on the card right there. So cute. I can use my black dimensionals on this project. And so I am going to. I'm going to put some right there on that tie. Keep it in place. It doesn't shift around too much. And I'm putting a pretty good amount of these dimensionals on here because this is just designer series paper. It's not very stiff. And it needs the extra support. So I'm using more than I would probably normally use. Okay, very good. This is cute. One other reason you want to join a team is for the pre-orders. Did you know we have some online things coming in next month in March when Celebration ends and the Join Special ends? So take advantage. If you joined now, you could be ordering the pre-order stuff, which is another reason I joined, so that I could do that. Right now, one of the items that's on pre-order is already out of availability. I forget what it is. I was telling my team about it a couple of days ago and showing them some of the things because I wanted to make sure they didn't miss it. There was a bunch of really cool new things available in the pre-order, and one thing was already not available. I couldn't believe it. It probably will be available by the time it comes to you guys in March. I sure hope so. Now, you do want to put your flag on before you've assembled the box, you know, the mailbox. And we're also going to stamp this little tag too, because I need that little tag to be on here. But I really want to assemble my mailbox first so that I can get it to be sealing good. It needs to seal up good. So let's go ahead and get some real red and cut out this little flag. It has this cute bow. That bow is really cute. If I hadn't tied a bow, that would have been really nice, but I tied a bow, so I don't really need to worry about it. But let's go ahead and cut out 2 flags. Where did I put my scrap red? I guess it's right here. Real red. There we go. All right, so we're going to just cut out 2 of these little flags. And then you'll need little brads. We have little brads in our catalog, yet in the main catalog. We have the mini catalog. Oh, I did 2 of them at once. I didn't mean to, but that worked out really well. All right, so there we go. There's that one. And there should be another one somewhere. It's not in there. Isn't that funny? It's here somewhere. We'll find it when we remove the machine, because I know it's here. Cut out 2. That is so funny. Maybe there's 2 together here. Ah, that's it. There they are. They're right there. Huh, they were stuck together. Now I have 3. All right. If you want to make them extra strong, I guess you could use 3. It wouldn't hurt, that's for sure. Then you can move it up and down. You can move it up and down anyway, but you know, you can move it up and down. Isn't that cute? If there's 3 of them together, it'd be really easy to, they'd be nice and stiff. All right, so you need your brads. I've got a little package of brads that I put in here. Let's see, we just need 2 of them. And I want the lighter metal ones so I can see them really good. Oh, let's get the coppery colored ones. I like those. I like copper. Copper is one of my favorite metals. Silver is good. I like copper. To wear, I like silver, but for accent, I like copper. And then when we did this house, I kind of went back to silver, pewter, just because it was more modern, went with the gray better, and I was tired of, in our old house, I'd done all the coppery stuff, and I was a little tired of it. Okay, but for cards, I kind of like copper. You just have to separate these little legs, and sometimes they are stuck together really good, and they don't want to separate. If you push it down really hard, it'll make it harder for your little flag to turn. So you might not want to do it too hard. But it sure is nice having the hole already punched out for you, isn't it? This is one of the reasons we really prefer our Stampin' Up! Dies. They're high quality. Usually there's not an issue. If there is an issue, you can get it replaced. And good luck with that on Temu or someplace like that where it's probably not the greatest quality in the first place. All right, so that's that. Now we can put together our little mailbox. Your fold lines are already done for you, so it's super easy to see how it goes together. We're just going to fold that up and close it. Its back is going to be a little open unless you want it, you know, closed, and then you can put glue there, but I'm not going to worry about it. The little mailbox door can actually shut. So if you want to fold it so that it can shut, you can do that. But if you do that, you might want to put another little knob or something so, you know, they can open it. I'm going to actually have it open because I am going to put my little letters in there. You will want a clip, maybe a couple of them. So these can be gluing while you're goofing around doing other stuff. Okay, so that one, let's get our flag out of the way. And that one. I'm going to push that down really good. Okay, that one is ready to go on. Let's do this one. Fold up the bottom. Did you guys see the Super Bowl game last night? I'm not a football fan. My husband is, but I'm not so much. But because Kansas City was playing, I was more interested than normal. So that was exciting. Jeff said, get ready for it was an exciting game. Now, we don't have TV, so we actually listened to it the old-fashioned way on the radio. And it was really good. I mean, you learn to appreciate things when you don't have them. It would have been nice to have seen the game, but I guarantee you we did not miss all the pregame, the commercials, all the hype, all the halftime. We turned it all down when the game wasn't actually on. And just listened to just the game. It was great. It was a great finish. Oh, man, it was good. So I hope you got to see it. It was a good one. All right, so now that's done. Now we're going to, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and let's put you there and put you there so I can find you. And I'm going to keep you right there. All right. Let's do a tiny bit of stamping. I need a piece of white cardstock. Oh, come on. I know I have white in here somewhere. Oh, there you are. I've got a bunch of white. Okay. So what we're going to do is just use black because this is pretty much a monochrome color. Is that monocolor? Monochrome. I want the little Miss You because I like it. I probably don't need this hand, but I cut it out. And it is the right size for this mailbox. So it's a little big, but not too bad. You can use it, you know. Slide a letter in there. So we're going to use this Miss You, and we're going to use these little hearts. And what block do I want? I'm going to do a little block and a little block. Okay, that one. Little block. We're going to go like right there. And then for the little heart misuse, I want them to be going away from the mailbox. So the mailbox is going to kind of stick here, and our little hearts are going to be going like away. And I'm putting enough to be sure that I'm going to get the effect I want, because I'm going to cut this out with a die. And I think that's good. I don't think I need any more than that. You know, one other thing I'm going to do for the other card, though, is I'm going to use this. And I think I can go ahead and do that while I've got this out. We'll just go ahead and try it. I'm going to use our little postage stamp. I wonder if it'll work, because, this is going to come out to there. I hope it does. Okay, so there's that, and then we're going to use, I'll wait and see on the others. I might have to get another piece of cardstock to do all of that. Okay, so that, and that, and that. So cute. Most stamp sets, I don't use everything in the set, but I've used everything except for that. And I might have even used that on one. I forgot. I even used that on one of them. All right, so you're going to want to get your Stylish Shapes dies. Now, Stylish Shapes is one of our basics that you've got to have. And I think I'm using the big one. I'm going to test it and see. Nope, I am using not the biggest one, but the next size down. We're going to put it like this. So I'm going to have my mailbox sticking in. I want this to be kind of on the side and up, so I see the hearts going out of the mailbox. And then I'm going to use our perennial postage on this one. Perennial postage also has really nice. Oh, do I have the size I want? I moved some of mine around. Like I might want this one. This is from that pocket one we had a while ago. It's a little bit bigger. That's not it either. I think I took one of my perennial postage dies. I might have put it in another pack, because the one I actually used, I don't think it's this one. It's not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to make it shorter. So we'll do that one in a minute. Perennial postage, though, is also another really nice one. Has that little stamped thing on it. It's pretty cool. You're going to like that one, too. So of all the dies that we've got, if I had to say that the ones that you just have to have, it would be Stylish Shapes and Perennial Postage. Okay, so we're going to do that there. Oops, let's move you guys out of the way. And I'm bringing it back just to make it easier for me to grab. Going through one time is fine for everything, unless I've got like super thick layers or something. But I bring it back just to make sure that I'm able to grab a hold of it without having to block your view of everything that I'm doing. This actually wouldn't be bad either, and this is actually not bad either. I really want the perennial postage for this set because of the mailbox. The postage ones are really cool. We did have a postage punch. I don't see that right at the top of my shelf. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this. And we're going to do first this side. I'm going to go most of the way through, and then I'm going to come back and flip it and make sure my little divots match up there. Then cut the bottom. So that's one reason stylish dies and perennial postage are really useful, because you can make those any shape you need. Just cut it a couple of times and you can make it be, well, maybe not any shape you need, but you can get it to be any size you need. Okay, back to you. So we're going to take this. Oh, I should have saved my paper, because we're going to do the little envelope. also with that. So I'm going to just go ahead and, oh, I actually wanted this underneath here. Well, we're not going to get it underneath. Let me grab a mailbox that's ready. And we're going to fit it on here. This is going to kind of have to come up a bit, or it's going to flop out into my design. We're going to go like this. Now you can put your mailbox on this stand really anywhere you want. It's going to look okay. You don't want it too far forward because you don't want it above where this door is. It could be right to the edge here if you want it. It looks better kind of in the middle just so that it's balanced. I'm going to actually bring this down a bit. I should have lowered my stand. I couldn't really remember exactly how far I had it up there. But now that I see where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on most of it. But not where that label's gonna fit underneath there. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue this on this side. Okay, because that's gonna slide underneath the mailbox. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on this other side, just to make sure it's all nice and level. On my card, I don't even remember. I think I might have just glued the whole thing on there, but I'm going to do it the right way on this one. We're going to go like that. So it's glued there, and then dimensionals there. I should have done my hearts a bit more there. This is kind of open and shut. And we're going to put in a little letter. Isn't that cute? This is for our other card, so I'm going to save that with my other envelope. All right, so now we are ready for the little letters, and we're going to do just 3, because I need 2 for the other one. Or no, 2 for this one, and 3. No, yeah, 2 for this one. Maybe we'll do 4. I kind of like having 2 of them poking out. It's like you're getting, isn't it nice when you go and see there's actual mail in the mailbox? There we go. We're going to have 4 little letters. So cute. For Valentine's Day. Very nice. All right, now we'll cut those out. Yes, this even has a die. I know this one was easy to cut out. Super easy, but you know, if you've got the die, why not use it? Unless my magnet's not grabbing it very good. Sometimes it's easier for me to just cut these simple ones out. But it's going to have, if I cut it with a die, it's going to have a nice rounded corner. I like the little rounded corner. It's cute. This is why I did only one in one of the mailboxes, because I was thinking, I am not cutting 4 of these out. I don't need to do that. I don't know, when my magnet starts acting up and messing around with the die and not letting me place it where I want, that's when I just decide, oh, I'm just cutting this thing out on my own. I'm not going to mess with the die. If my plate is flat, these plates get warped and concave, and when that happens, that's when the magnet underneath starts to act up, because it's not really making full contact with it. And they aren't expensive, you know. You get 2 of them for 12 bucks, I think. Come on, but, you know, I'm economizing all the time. Okay, so there we go. There's our little letters. So we can take them just as they are and stick them right in there. They're so cute. And these are little mini dimensional, just one on the back side. Oops, I got two in there accidentally. Let's throw that one away. Okay, so there's one kind of sticking in there. And one more. There's your letters. Oh, isn't that cute? And then just take your cardstock and that you already did cut out, and you're ready to go. Glue that on. You can stamp things inside, and that looks cute too. I'm going to leave that as it is for now, and we're going to work on the next one. The next one's going to go a lot quicker. I'm going to start with my cards. I could have done a 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2, but I'm going to just go ahead and use this. And then we're going to put a piece of black that is 4 1/4 by 5. And we're going to glue that right on there. The theme was red and black. I think I do that a lot for Valentine's. Once in a while I'll do pink, but I think black and white and red is my favorite Valentine's combination. Okay, and then we're going to do a piece of the bee paper, the Valentine, you know, Be My Valentine bee paper. I cut that all ready for us. That is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And we're going to just glue that right on there. The bees are so cute. I think I have another newsletter coming out with the bees doing something else, because the bees are just too cute. They're not just for Valentine's. But the daisies on this little daisy paper, that's my favorite. It's red and cheery. Love that. So cute. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to put our little stand right here, and I'm just going to glue it on. Our little mailbox stand. About right there. Okay, and then we're going to cut a piece of the green grass from the die, or with this die, from Mossy Meadow. Okay, I have a little teeny tiny scrap of Mossy Meadow. I'm going to just cut that. It's so easy to use. When you use dyes, you are just going to be so shocked that it is so easy to do. It makes so many things easy to do. Again, though, it gets expensive, those dyes. So I resisted a long time with the dyes. And then when I finally gave into the dyes, it's like, well, now I have to be a hobby demonstrator, because I am not going to be paying that much for my dyes. They're way too expensive. So that's when I became a hobby demonstrator. So you might want to think about that. All right, I'm going to take my grass and pull it across this whole stretch. And of course, it's a little bigger than it needs to be. It was attached at the bottom, which makes it really handy to make your background out of green, and you could just slide everything in. But I'm gonna stick that there like that. Actually, I'm gonna cut there. I want a little more grass where the pole is. Oops, I made it too short. Oh well, we're gonna make it a little shorter then, because I did it wrong. Maybe I'll fix it by putting my scrap underneath there. So I should have measured. Normally I do. Okay, we're gonna do this, And we're going to do this because I do want it to go all the way to the edge of my red. And it really wasn't because of what I did there. So we'll fix it like that. There. No one will ever know, except for you and me. Okay, there we go. And now we've got our little mailbox. And the other thing we need is this. This is going to go right here. I want that little heart to be on top of it, that cute little heart stamp. So we're going to go ahead and just glue this straight down on here, right at the bottom. Yeah, let me grab another piece of white, and we're going to stamp that one, the little hearts. It says it has its own little die, which is nice to have this other little circle die. Now that I'm not going to separate because it actually goes right to this stamp. I have been only trying to take out stamps or dies, you know, that are generic, and if they're specific to a stamp, I don't take it out of that box. Otherwise, I'm never going to find it, and I'm going to be so sorry I ever did that. So that, and I have other circle ones. It's the other reason you want a bunch of dies if you can afford it, which you can if you're a demonstrator. All right, now take your, I've got real red marker. We're going to do the teeny tiny heart with real red. Okay, be careful that tip is the fat tip. There's a bullet tip as well. That's the fat tip. This is the bullet tip, which I should have used for that edge. And it gives you a little bit more control. Not a ton, but a little. This is Poppy Parade because I didn't want the hearts to be exactly the same shade of red, so you can see the one and the other. Okay, and then we're going to cut that out with this die. Okay, we'll go this way this time. If I can get my magnet to grab it the way I want it. This one is problematic. It's really a tight fit with that circle. Oops, I can see it's off a little bit. Let me move this a bit. I'm going to turn my plate upside down and see if I can get that to connect better with my magnet. I don't want to miss my words. They're cute. That's why I'm doing this. I lost my scissors. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. So cute. All right, put that die back in there. And get our dimensionals. Let's do a big one. One big one right there in the middle. I'm going to put you right there. And then our mailbox, we're going to just stick that right on here. Oops, I need my label. Now we're going to use the bee paper for putting that last label bit on there. And I'm going to use this part of the bee paper because it has little hearts in it. And there's actually more white that I can write with too. And I want to use this one that says welcome friend. We actually have always new neighbors in our neighborhood. And I have been so bad because I have not given these cards away. I think this is the third one I've made now. Fully intending to go give this to one of our, oops, that's the envelope. I don't want that. The welcome friend is what I want. Now what I do with my clings that have words on it, in this case I'm going to cut it with a circle die, so it's not going to matter. But if you are really concerned about getting these straight, take the where you can see the words, okay? Make sure they're kind of matching what you've got. Because if you put your sticker on differently than what those actual words are, and I like to use the grid and just line it right up there. Like I said, with this stamp, it's not going to matter so much, but when I want it lined up really good. Now you can see it right with the little bees. Aren't they cute? And then we will cut this one out with our same, not the big one, but the one right, the next size down. We're going to cut this like that so I can see those little bees. So cute. Oops, I was grabbing this side to crank because I didn't realize I had it on the other side. Well, there's the trash can guy from the other side. Good, good, good. Sometimes when it snows here, they take the opportunity, I think, to have a day off. It really isn't that. It's just that there's a lot of rural around here, so if there's snow, it can be very problematic for them, but it does sometimes. It seems like, wow. I think you guys just decided to take the day off because of the snow. Your kids probably got a snow day. So you're thinking you get a snow day too. Well, you don't. You're the trash guys. But our new trash service guys do not do that. And they probably don't with this group either. But all right, so now we're going to put this here and then make sure my mailbox isn't going to obscure everything. And that's where I'm going to want that. We're going to just glue that right there. Okay, up as far as you can get it. And out a bit. So it's off onto the black a bit. And then we're going to put our little mailbox on. And we can put our little letters in, and that one is done too. Aren't these cute? I really like these. We're going to stick that one right in there. And then this one we'll do a little mini dimensional on. Like that. Oh, you are so cute. Now you could do real notes in there, and it does close up. Anyway, I really like these. I think they're so cute. So cute. All right, so that's done. One other thing that you can make is this cute little sweetheart box. Like I said, I was going to go get my little sweethearts and so you could see the box. It actually does fit in there, even though I don't have a box. I looked online to make sure the dimensions actually worked, and they do. So it is going to fit. So this is super quick and easy. All you're going to do is take, where did I do it? I already cut it out. So your dimensions are right here. So this is a piece of real red, 4 1/4 by 7 1/8. You're going to turn it like this, and you're going to score 3/4 of an inch on this side, then flip it, score 3/4 of an inch on this side, then turn it the long way, and then you're going to score 4 1/2 inches here and 5 1/4 here. Okay, and then on this side, what you're going to do is measure from the top down, measure and make a little mark at 1 1/4. And then after you've scored, take your scissors and cut these two. This tab is going to be the bottom of the box. Okay, so this is the bottom of the box right there. So from this corner, the bottom of the box, measure up 1 3/4 of an inch and make a little mark there on each side. Make sure it's straight across. needs to be exact. So what I do is I just take my T-square ruler and lay it across and make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, then once you have done that and you've cut your little tabs, we can just glue it together. The reason you're marking these sides is so that you can take your scissors, and we're going to cut this angle right here. Okay, so we're going to cut from where we measured up 1 3/4 of an inch. We're cutting from there to the fold line here. Okay, so I'm going to just cut right to that corner, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to start by cutting this off because it's hard to get my scissors there otherwise. So I'm going to cut this off too, right? Oh, not there, this way. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut from here to that mark I made where I measured up from the bottom. Again, we measured down from the top, 1 1/4, and then from this bottom of the box right here up to this mark, and that was 1 3/4. And then I'm going to just cut an angle from there to there. And it should match up pretty close. Might be off a little bit, but probably not. And then what I'm going to do before I assemble the box, I've got my mini pocket envelopes, has the perfect size oval. But if you have a tiny little oval punch, that would work. You really just need something to cut this, and you can eyeball it if you are curious and you want to make sure it's in the middle. The center mark here is 1 3/8 of an inch. But if you're not that particular about it, and if this is just a little box going to a friend, you don't need to be quite as particular as that. So you can just eyeball it and try to get this die in the center here. Make sure it's the same both sides pretty much. I mean, it might be off a tiny bit, but not much. And you know what? I think our little our Easter eggs, they might even have a little egg in there that might be the same size as that. I don't know. But anyway, that's the size I wanted to cut that little opening there, just to have a little opening. It just makes it kind of cute. And again, that's from the mini pocket dies. And now you're just going to assemble this little box. So cute. Now I want that to be on the inside. These sides are going to fold up like that and like that. It's very, very cute. And then those are going to go on the inside. So glue there, a little glue there. And then we're going to put a little glue here and a little glue there. And try to get it all together without getting too much glue over my hands. Okay, now the front does come up and I have my marks on there, so I should have glued it the other direction, but oh well, I didn't. And that's okay, I'm gonna live with it. If I really wanted to, I could cover it with some DSP. And I didn't mark it up on this side. I'm not sure why I got it all marked up on this side. I did, though. I got it all marked up. I can try to erase it, but my eraser has been... It's actually doing better. Sometimes it's old. These erasers get old, and then they just make a big mess on your paper. Isn't that cute? And then your little DSP is 2.5 by 1 5/8. So I'm just using that little bee paper. You could use any paper, but the bee paper is super cute. So we'll just do that, 2.5. I'm actually gonna size it up just a tiny bit. 2.5, and then just a teeny bit more. And then 1 5/8. And I'm going to go up just a little bit more on that, and then we'll see. I might have to trim it a bit, but I think that dimension was just, I felt, yeah, just a tiny bit smaller than I really wanted. My trimmer is leaving fuzzy edges. Well, we were glad to see that the rain finally ended in California. Our daughter lives down there, and wow, they got a ton of rain. She kept saying, man, it's just raining and raining. And finally she said, the rain has stopped. I was like, well, I am so glad. They live in the city, so it wasn't like there was flooding really right where they were, I don't think, but still. It gets tiring having rain all the time, too. I'm surprised it's not raining here. I thought this snow was going to just turn to rain, but it looks like it snowed and it stopped, and now it's nice. And then just take, I don't know if we have, where did my little ribbon go? I cut it for this project, and oh, there it is. Another thing that I found when I was browsing around, we used to have this part die. Loved this die. That would have looked really cute on the bottom here too, or even in here. But that is not current, so I decided not to even tempt you with it, although I just did. This ribbon also, this little heart, this little kisses, little X's ribbon, I don't think it's available, but if you buy a whole big ribbon, you know, what do they call that? The spool? You're probably going to end up with a fair amount. Let me turn my ribbon because I actually want to see the little hearts and kisses, not the lines so much. There we go. Well, then the other one got turned. I turned that one. This one got turned. Let's turn you back again the way I want you. Let's turn you this way then, since you're not cooperating. Go the way you want. There you go. And then this one goes like that. We're going to force you. There we go. Finally. Dink, 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 dink. Gotcha. And you've got your, oh, that end's fine. We'll just do this end. Oops, my scissors are dull. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit. All right, very cute. And there's your little sweetheart box. You could put a little sentiment on there. Again, you've got all kinds. This would make a nice little welcome friend. Welcome to our neighborhood, wouldn't it? Should I do that? I should. I'd have to go down and get I'd have to actually go down and get the sweethearts to do it. I have a friend across the street. What am I saying? I guess welcome friend doesn't have to just be to new people. It could be to old people. It's fine. And welcome friend, I wonder if you could probably use your envelope die, and then you could put that as a little envelope, and you could put a little note in it. Doesn't that sound like a cute idea? Let's cut this out, and that's what we'll do. Let's move you. We'll just cut out the envelope. And I'm going to just snip, snip out just for time, time's sake here, rather than doing all that again. And we'll just stick that on there. And you could even do it with some other paper. And then this little envelope is so cute. It goes together really quick and easy, like this. Just be careful not to put a ton of glue on it. You don't want a lot, just a little bit, or tape. But even if you do tape, you gotta be careful not to put too much tape on there because it's just a little teeny tiny edge, really. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, because I wanna get it done, I'm gonna go ahead and press, press, press. But what I'm doing in pressing is I'm probably getting glue in there. Make sure that's nice and open. You can stick it like that, and we can put our little welcome friend like right in there like that. Or like that, or you can do it like this. You know, and you could have your own little envelope. There's a whole bunch of things you could do. It's so cute. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that. I'm probably going to save these for next year. Is what I'm going to do. Is save them for next year because I don't know if I'm going to get down to the store and get my my sweetheart box. Actually, I only buy those for Jeff. He's the only one that really likes them. I was like, I don't like those conversation hearts all that much, but Jeff loves them, so I buy them for him every year. And I did. I think I already gave them to him. So as soon as I found them early in the season, I just gave them to him. He loves those things. I think they taste almost like chalk myself. I don't care for them. They're okay. I like to read the little sayings on them. That's about all I like to do with them. All right, so have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, sharing my videos. Go to YouTube, subscribe. I really appreciate that very much. Thank you for subscribing to my newsletter and looking at that every week. That's very kind of you. And again, if you want to have any, need any help with anything, join our team if you live here in Springfield. It is fun, and it's nice to be able to get together and stamp. So hope you're having a warmer day than we started out with, although it's supposed to be 45, 40, maybe, might sneak up to 45 today, and it's so melty now, it looks pretty good. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I can go out and ride my bike. I sure hope so. I'm planning on it, and I need that extra exercise. I could go and walk on the sidewalk. It's actually looking kind of dry now, so maybe I will. We'll see if I feel that energetic. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm so bad. Shame on me, shame on me. All right, have a wonderful day. Again, I'll just say it again and again and again. Join me next week. I will see you next Monday, and until then, God bless you. Bye.